How might people in the year 2050 experience their relationship with nature and go about their everyday lives? Why don't we ask them?
My name is Sam. Today in 2050, things are quite different compared to 3 decades ago. Me and my generation have returned to nature. And no, that doesn't mean that I've become Tarzan, or that I'm living like Robinson Crusoe in a desert island. It's just that it's really easy for me to see, eat, and experience nature. I'm now on my break from work, located at the edge of town. And from the bench where I'm sitting, I can see my city. It's quite green. Nothing like the brown and grey urban jungles from the early 20th century. But perhaps the best thing is that if I turn around, I see a countryside where nature and people are also thriving alongside one another. Human and natural environment are very well connected through green corridors and hedges. It's a place I know well because I spend a lot of my spare time there. There's very few green places I can't go, actually. My online shopping list is full of products sourced by nearby farmers, fisherfolk, foresters and craftsmen.
That was a short snippet from the story of Sam. It's one of 3 potential positive futures that we are working on in the BIONEXT project. These stories aren't a blueprint or a prediction, but we nevertheless want you to hear these voices. Because engaging with these different futures can help us to start thinking beyond only what's going wrong with biodiversity. It can help you to make better everyday choices for nature, as a policy worker, business professional, or in any other role. We've heard from Sam, but what if in 25 years the world has become like Mo's world?
Hey there, I'm Mo. And if there's one thing I feel really strongly about, it's this: nature taking back its space. When I was younger, I used to live in the suburbs of a smaller city, but that location was given back to nature in order to allow for a nearby river to run its natural course again. I think that's really inspiring. From my city apartment, I now look out over a lush wild forest, which, like many other ecosystems, has been fully restored. But I've never actually been there. And while some of these restored ecosystems play an important role in education and recreation, many of them have not had a few humans set foot in them for a very long time. All the food that I eat is sustainable, very healthy, and grown naturally. With the enormous diversity of native plants and the high microbial matter in the soil, it's hard to have a meal that isn't fulfilling as well as nutritious. It's really wild to think back on the massive exploitation of animals, land, and seas that still existed 20 to 30 years ago. I'm so grateful to live in new, more ethical times.
There are quite a few differences between the worlds of Sam and Mo. And when you think of it, they seem to hold very different values when it comes to nature. Sam's society is valuing and conserving nature because of all it has to offer the world. The second speaker, Mo, is talking much more about the intrinsic values of nature. It's key that it exists, but it lives a life mostly by itself, and we humans learn from that and adapt to it. So what if we throw in a third story? Enter Lee. What's their relationship to nature?
Hi, my name's Lee. What's my relationship to nature? Well, that's kind of a stupid question, isn't it? I am nature, and nature is me. I feel a deep cultural and spiritual connection to the natural world around me, because people, animals, plants, rivers, habitats, they're all connected. From where I'm sitting, I can see a series of hills and mountains, a small city, as well as farms, rivers and trees. It's interesting, isn't it, how humans have always been interconnected with the natural world around us. But in recent years, it's become nearly impossible to distinguish between nature and society. I think my world is smaller than it would have been if I was born decades ago. I live in a quite localised society, which requires less long-haul travel, and as we consume mostly local goods, that requires less freight and shipping. But I don't mind, as I devote my energy to my connection to the world around me, and the work it requires to keep that world as beautiful as this.
So that was Lee's story. It makes you think, right? Sam, Mo, and Lee. How is their life different from yours? Can you relate to their worlds? And what would need to happen for their story to become your future? This video was made by the BIONEXT project, which is working on solutions and tools to aid in the fight for nature and biodiversity. BIONEXT is funded by the European Union and UK Research and Innovation.